Hello everyone, this is George Packard with Family Lawn and Landscape, and today we're going to talk about the importance of having company meetings. Okay, I know a lot of times employees don't like to have company meetings, but I truly believe that it's because they're not made exciting enough for them, and it can be kind of a boring thing if you let it. We try to keep things upbeat at our meetings and try to keep everybody informed, and here's some of the things that we kind of go through, and I'll explain why they're important. Number one, we got to do this stuff because we want to keep everybody in the loop, okay? We want them to know when we're making changes in the company, we want our guys to be part of those changes. We want them to understand why we are doing what we're doing and why it needs to be done that way. And also, we ask for their input. You know, we always like to include our employees in it and see what their thoughts are because, believe it or not, a lot of good ideas come from the employees from within your company. You know, you can't think of everything. As much as you try to, and as much as I think of back when I was constantly in the trucks and constantly on the road all the time, there's still things that skip my mind, you know, that I don't think about, but they do because they're out there. They're your warriors. They're out there every day in the field, you know, so we pay attention to those type things at the meetings. We like to educate everybody. So we're always talking to them about, you know, hey, if we're going to buy new mowers, we ask for their input on everything from, you know, how do they like the new Graveleys, you know, compared to the right standards, or how do they like steel equipment versus the Echo or this and that. And we get everybody's opinion on them, you know, and then we, in the end, we make a decision on what we're going to do, but we generally do it as a group. It's something that if guys like recently, in just an example, Husqvarna, we just tried out this Husqvarna trimmer, and we got the thing, and the reason I did it, I actually called our guys up down at the shop where we usually go to get our stuff, and I think for a trimmer they wanted like $350 or $400, something like that, and I happened to go into a Lowe's store for something else, and I saw this trimmer on the shelf, literally before I was going to go to the place where we normally buy from and get it from them, and I saw it, and it was like, I want to say $150 or something, and I picked it up, and it was so light, I couldn't believe how light it was. I had a 2-year warranty on it. Started looking, I said, you know what, just for the heck of it, you know, if this is $150 and they want $400 for it, same warranty, 2-year warranty, thinking to myself, why don't I try this? It's light, it feels good, it's comfortable. So took it back, you know, guys tried it out, they loved it, absolutely love it. They want us to, and I told them, I said, pass it around. I want you guys to all try this out. Next week when we had our meeting, we asked about it, everybody loved it. They all loved it because it was lighter, easier to maneuver, and you know, so now we're going to buy those. Hopefully they'll hold up for us. But that's just an example of how you incorporate your guys' feelings and thoughts into what's going on, you know. So if one of the guys would have found that at the store and brought it to my attention, I would have went out and checked that out and said, hey, if this thing works for us, we're going to go to these, you know. So why not, right? So, okay. So anyway, educate everybody on that. Inform employees of the policy changes that we have. We do this all the time too. We sit down, there's always changes being made on the way we do things with our customers because we're always trying to find the most perfect solution for everything that comes up. So we're not perfect, but we certainly try. We do everything we can to try to be. So we inform them of our policy changes, and we don't just inform them of what they are, we explain why they're that way. We tell them the reasoning that went into that because a lot of times they look at us like we're just stupid. Like when we came up with uniforms, I know that sounds goofy, but you know, I came up with uniforms that are these purple shirts, okay? They're a bright purple, they're easy to spot, but they don't look like everyone else's. When the guys first looked at them, they were like, oh God, you're dressing us in purple? You might as well do it in pink, you know? But as it turns out, once I explained to them how it makes us different, it's just another step that makes us look different from everybody else, they bought into it. They're like, you know what? Yeah, I can see that. And now they like them. They're comfortable with it. They know there's a reason behind it. Guys will get behind you instead of bucking you on it. So keep that in mind. It gives you an opportunity to go over the safety things. And it's not just for, you know, the purposes of legalities, but you need to go over safety things all the time with people because they chop their foot off and you didn't go through a safety meeting where you talked about mower safety and you know, always wear boots and, you know, steel toe boots and keep your hands and toes away from the outlet on the mower decks and this and that. Even though you think it stands to reason, you better start putting this stuff on paper and have people sign off on it for legal reasons. Okay, and now another opportunity that gives you is to give praise to the employees for different things that, have happened throughout the week and whatnot, or happened last week or whatever. It gives you a chance to get together with them and explain to them that, all the things that have happened, and the good things, the bad things, the ugly things, things that need to be changed. But by all means, give praise at these meetings. So it makes the employees want to be there at these meetings. They don't want to come to meetings where they get their ass chewed every time you turn around. So keep that in mind. The safety concerns, I think we kind of touched base on that. But, it's very important from, like I said, both a legal point and just their personal safety, because you really, truly don't want anything to happen to them employees. You want them to be trained to watch out for things that can happen to them. So, I even go on the internet and I'll pull up different things that have happened to other people, like lawn care accidents, mower accidents, this, that, and the other. You hear all these stories, and I like to bring that up to their attention so that they understand what's going on, and they can actually realize, hey, I'm not just making this stuff up. It does happen, and believe it or not, they'll think about it when they're out in the field. So it's a good thing to bring up. You get the chance to address any complaints that came up during the week. So, and we do address them. We address them at the meetings, the complaints that come up, and we praise the guys that do a great job, and those that didn't, and the complaints come in, we let them know they got to fix it. They got to get things done better. So plain and simple. Most importantly, keep in mind, it's not just the meeting itself, but if you take that meeting and you address concerns, but there's no follow-up, like say we had some customers complain, so I bring it up at the meeting, or I bring it up to those guys who are in charge of those routes, and the complaint comes in again next week. It was pointless for me to go through the meeting with them and explain the problems if they didn't do anything about it. So I explained to them, I'm not just telling you what the problem is, I'm telling you I want you to fix the problem. I don't want to get this call from Mrs. Jones again tomorrow. I want things fixed. Okay? So they get it through their head. And the other thing I tell them is, it's not just Mrs. Jones, because if Mrs. Smith calls this week with a new problem because you decided to let that go to the wind, don't do it. Not a good idea. You don't want that to happen. So keep that in mind. Hopefully these are some good tips that'll help you out down the line. If you have any other questions or concerns, please leave me a comment down below, and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. This is George Packard, Family Lawn and Landscape. Have a great day.